watching. I think we all need to be extra vigilant regarding crime, not only in our homes, in our communities, but even whilst we're on holiday or possibly en route to our holiday destination. To talk to us about this scourge is Chad Thomas. He's an organized crime expert. A very good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Julie.
Okay, crime levels are ridiculously high in our country and getting ever so higher. And of course, we blame it directly on the high unemployment figures in our country. The trend that we're going to talk about now and how to keep safe during the festive period, is it unique to us only here in South Africa, or do we see these things playing out all around the world?
So most emerging economies and a lot of the developed countries at this point in time, with inflation at an all-time high, unemployment at an all-time high, are experiencing an increase in what we term contact crimes. That's where you're physically accosted, you may be assaulted, you may be robbed at gunpoint, at knife point, etc. What's not getting a lot of attention is the non-contact crimes and the significant increase in non-contact crimes that are as devastating, that can also lead to post-traumatic stress. And this is where we look at crimes impacting individuals from a financial perspective. We're seeing a massive increase worldwide in online scams. We're seeing a massive increase in scams using social media. And what we've realized is that criminals are adept at change and ensure that their scams are fluid and in keeping with the times and current events. Fraudsters absolutely love what we term black swan events. You can think about the Russian-Ukrainian situation as an example, and they use these events to commit crimes that impact mostly business people, but a lot of the time people who are looking to try and make their rand stretch. So we need to watch out for deals where people are just solicited out of the blue for commodities from Central Africa, such as coltan or palladium. That's a very prolific fraud at the moment and is trending very high. Fast-moving consumer goods out of Europe that don't exist, cement from Eastern Europe, and even offers of loans, be they short-term loans or company loans. So my concern for people going to December period is that they may have more time on their hands. When they've got time on their hands, they may not necessarily have replied to a request for a new friend or a link on one of the social media networks. Now that they have time on their hands, these fraudsters are upping their game. And just like all of us want to end December off on a good note, so do the criminals want to end it off on a great financial note.
Okay, talk to us about the modus operandi of some of these crimes. What should we be watching out for? When should the red flag go up? And for us to be alert to the fact that, hey, this is a scam in the making.
The minute that there are unrealistic returns that are offered. So we're seeing trends in respect of online investment in Forex or cryptocurrency, where people are promising to double the money within a couple of days. Unrealistic returns make no sense whatsoever. If a person doesn't understand the investment, then they shouldn't be investing in the investment. And you'll find that a lot of fraudsters make it sound as complicated as possible so that you just give them the funds thinking that they're going to be trading on your behalf. One of the scams that's impacting the community specifically at the moment is in respect of purported minerals that come from Congo. They're approaching businessmen throughout the country. We've had reports from Richards Bay, from Durban, from Johannesburg, from Pretoria, and they're approaching businessmen and advising these businessmen that they need a South African just to act as a broker in respect of a deal, generally involving either coltan or another precious metal, and that this person is only going to act in a capacity as having a registered business in South Africa to ensure that all the compliance boxes are ticked. Very shortly thereafter, they start asking for money for laboratory results, for test results, for transportation, for security of the supposed very valuable commodity, which in actual fact it isn't. And we are finding that each week we are getting literally dozens of reports of people being taken. And the way that they approach the victims is quite unique. They'll generally approach a victim in a company that most probably is a cash-based company like a cash and carry or a wholesaler. And they will advise that they have contacts within Congo that would require this company's product, be it cold drink, be it chips, be it cigarettes, whatever the case may be. And they, over the next week or so, they become quite regular visitors to their premises saying that they're waiting for an investment to pay out before they're able to pay the funds for this product to be moved to the Congo. And that's when they introduced the scheme. So it's not just out of the blue. They first place themselves within your circle. And our business community that watch this program need to be very, very wary of this. And then our general listener and viewer need to be very concerned about the social media type frauds that are taking place at the moment, specifically in respect of trading in forex and cryptocurrencies.
So they actually groom the supposed partner, very much like a sex predator would groom a young child over the internet. So they groom you, they win over your confidence, and before you know it, you've been taken. What else should? Oh, and in a situation like that, what does one do? What are the chances of recouping your lost funds?
Julie, you hit the nail on the head when you said grooming. It's a very devastating crime. It's non-contact. You may not necessarily be assaulted and harmed physically, but the harm that it does to families, it's so divisive. It destroys relationships, destroys friendships, and can have a devastating effect on family. Because normally a person wants to stretch their rand as best as possible. They take the family's money and they think they're doing the family a favor. They're looking forward to telling the family when they realize the business opportunity, when the funds have been paid back, that they go to them and they surprise them that they've made this wonderful investment. And therein lies a problem. If you're going to invest money, talk to your family, speak to your friends, make sure that they know what you're doing and that they do the necessary background checks. For me, it's strange that people don't do the basic Google searches. They come to us and they say, we Googled and found this was a scam, but they only Googled it after they paid the money, not beforehand. They're so excited at the prospect of a massive payout that they don't do the basics. So starting with a Google search is as simple as it is. Because if somebody now that's listening is involved in a potential business transaction involving coltan or palladium, they must just place the words coltan and scam in a Google search engine, and they'll immediately see that the modus operandi is exactly what they've been exposed to.
Okay, that's all we have time for, Chad. I could sit here all day talking to you about all of these different scams. And we do need to have a talk closer to the December holidays just for us to know how to keep safe. But thank you indeed for your time and interest in this issue. But just very, very quickly, chances of recouping any of the monies that you've been scammed out of?
South African law allows for what's known as financial restitution. It's contained in our Criminal Procedure Act. We also talk about preservation orders in terms of the Prevention of Organised Crime Act. It means having to track and trace the funds, and with the tools that are available to investigators and the state authorities, they can trace the funds and where the funds land up eventually.
Okay, but that still means a long haul ahead of you. But thank you indeed for your time. Stay safe and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Judy.
That was Shad Thomas, IRS forensic investigator, talking to us about the different scams doing the round. Please be watchful on that. It is 7 after 10 o'clock, time for me to wrap up. Thank you indeed for your time and your company. Till Wednesday morning, till Monday morning next week. As always, stay safe. Assalamu alaikum and Khuda Hafiz from me, Julie Ali.